I'm upset. I'm deeply, deeply upset. I'm upset that we create a caveat for atrocity. It's awful when other nations do it. But somehow when Israel does it, we should look the other way. I don't believe that. We should have one standard for humanity, for decency, for peace, for democracy. One standard. And codify it in law. We shouldn't be creating special designations for nation states that are bombing civilians day after day after day, and then we reward them with our tax dollars? Does that seem right to you? What's the good genocide? There is none. One standard, that's all I ask. Why are we allowing for this exceptionalism in the worst way? Normally when we talk about exceptionalism, it's around excellence. But this is the very worst. And I'm mad. I'm mad because this doesn't get enough attention. I'm mad that not enough people are speaking up about this. I'm mad that this is still considered the third rail of politics. You can't talk about Israel. But this is supposed to be a free nation. We're supposed to have First Amendment rights here. But somehow, when we want to talk about this issue, we get a lot of police presence. I have never seen so many police February 5th, when many of you were here protesting. And that included right after January 6th, when there were credible threats that this building could be blown up. And state legislatures all around the country, there was not the police presence that I saw on February 5th, when you all were here demanding justice and accountability and transparency about where public money should be invested. And so I'm back here in support of your leadership, your humanity, your concern for the babies, for civilians, for Palestine. I'm here for it. And there's a certain personal connection I have to it because many, many years ago, my great uncle and Paul Robeson put forth a resolution demanding that this nation, not Israel, but the United States of America, repent for its genocidal proclivities against black people. And they were considered radical. They were considered communist. They were considered anti-American. No, but the beautiful thing about this nation is that in theory, we're supposed to uplift dissent, encourage dissent, particularly when we try to hold our government to account. And that's what my ancestors sought to do with Paul Robeson and others, is to say, we need to address this issue. This is real. It may not be easy to hear that your own nation is engaging in genocide, but that doesn't mean it's not true. And if we deny these realities, whether it's in this nation or abroad, we're part of the problem. So we're speaking now with a common voice, a diversity of voices across the Commonwealth to speak up for justice, for humanity, for decency, for peace. And it is that simple. And yet somehow it's not, because you all are going to be attacked. They're going to call you names, just like they call me names. They're going to question our motivations. But the beauty of this is, how do you justify killing babies? How do you justify killing toddlers and their moms and their grandmas? Civilians. How do you do that? You can't. The only way they can is by shutting us up. And are they going to shut us up?
No.
Are we going to keep speaking out?
Yes.
This is what humanity is supposed to be about. It's sticking up for each other, irrespective of one's ethnicity, religion, or nationality, or the bodies we inhabit. One standard. One standard. One standard. I don't care that people say, oh, this is our greatest ally. Says who? Allies don't block humanitarian aid. That's not how I define an ally. So don't ask me to reaffirm my support of our greatest ally when I never assumed that that was the case. If we hold people on that one standard, maybe we can have that conversation. But until that happens, we're going to be out here. We're going to be speaking truth to power. We're going to be taking shots, no doubt. But that just lets us know we're on the right side of history. Because before they sanitized Dr. King, he was a radical who most people were afraid of. And he got all kinds of pushback. And you will continue to get pushback. But know that this is in service of justice. And that you are on the right side of history. And we must continue, expand, strengthen this fight. Because this is everything. This represents who we are as people, as a nation. And I'm just really pleased that this extraordinary grassroots mobilizing and leadership is coming to the fore. I love that I'm able to follow because the best leaders know how to follow, and I'm honored to follow your collective leadership in this moment and beyond. So thank you. But I'm here not alone. I'm here with a colleague of mine who knows what justice looks like, who speaks up, not just when the cameras are out, but because it's the right thing to do. And it is crucial to how he leads and serves as a fellow state representative. I bring to you Representative Rick Krajewski.
So I'm Rick Krajewski. I have the honor and privilege of serving the 188th District in West Philly. And I'm here with y'all for two reasons, right? I'm here, one, to stand with you as we continue to call for an immediate and everlasting ceasefire, right, to the war and genocide that is occurring in Gaza, right? Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Reason number two I'm here is because as this unjust war and genocide continues to happen, I am ashamed. I am ashamed as a Philadelphian, as a Pennsylvanian, and as a state legislator to see the hypocrisy of Republicans in our state government, right? Republicans who continue to say that we don't have the money to invest in our Pennsylvanians, our children, our communities, yet we find over $50 million to invest in Israeli bonds. Shame, shame. We don't have the money to educate our babies right here in Philly, in Harrisburg, throughout this Commonwealth, yet we find the money to support a country that is bombing children on a daily basis. Shame. We don't have the money to actually fund our public transportation systems, our public infrastructure, right? We say that's the responsibility of the cities, of the municipalities, yet we find $50 million to invest in bonds. Shame. It is shameful, it is hypocritical, and it is not the role of our state government, right? We should be investing in our communities. We should be investing in our education systems and our transportation systems. We should not be investing in war. And there's a very real reason why we're here right now, right? We're going to start talking about our budget and what we as Pennsylvanians want to see invested here in our Commonwealth. And so this is the time more than ever to call out the hypocrisy, right? To call out the hypocrisy of saying we cannot fund the over $1 billion deficit around the kind of education funding our school deserves, yet we can invest in war. That we can't fund, right, full transportation systems, that we can't fund affordable housing, that we can't fund a minimum wage that actually pays a livable wage to everyone in this state, in this Commonwealth, but we can fund war, right? We always find a way to fund war. Even though we can't fund ourselves, we can't fund our communities. So I'm here with you all in solidarity. I'm here to join the voices, my colleague and friend, Chris Rabb, who's always been a champion for justice, here with the families, the children, right? The Jewish people who also understand the clarity of this moment, right? The Jewish people, the people of the Muslim and Arab diaspora, to say that this is unjust, that we cannot be complicit in war, that we have to hold our state government accountable, and we need to divest now. Divest from these bonds that are funding war and invest in our communities. Thank you.
Hey, hey.
In Harrisburg, we're gonna sing.
In Harrisburg, we're gonna sing
Till we hear that freedom ring.
till we hear that freedom ring.
In Harrisburg, we're gonna sing.
In Harrisburg, we're gonna sing
Till we hear that freedom ring.
till we hear that freedom ring.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Poet in Gaza, a brilliant, brilliant poet. A day before Israel killed him, targeted him in his sister's home and killed him and his sister and his nephew and his family. He wrote, "If I must die, you must live, to tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his dad who left in a blaze, and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite he made flying high above, and thinks for a moment an angel is there bringing back life. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it